Oh, guys, good, you hear? I am so excited. Guess what? I hope this isn't about your podcast again. Why, did you finally listen to it?
The Groomer Next Door is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Let's do the turkey dinner dance. Come on, let's go. Join right in and follow me. You can do it fast or slow. Turkey to the left, cha-cha-cha. Turkey to the right, cha-cha-cha. Turkey up and turkey down. Turkey all around. Suing gravy to the left, cha-cha-cha. Suing gravy to the right, cha-cha-cha. Suing gravy up and down. Suing gravy all around. Mashed potatoes to the left, cha-cha-cha. Mashed potatoes to the right, cha-cha-cha. Mashed potatoes up and down. Mashed potatoes all around. Pumpkin pie to the left, cha-cha-cha. Pumpkin pie to the right, cha-cha-cha. Pumpkin pie up and down. Pumpkin pie all around. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
And here's your host, my mommy and daddy, Chris and Stella Green.
Hey y'all, this is Laura, and I'm going to welcome you to the 100th episode of the Groomer Next Door. Here's your hosts, Sarah and Chris Green.
Well, thank you, Laura, for that intro. It was, we decided to actually go with a whole different thing because this is our 100th episode. I am your co-host, Chris Green. Sitting next to me is the grooming expert, Sarah.
Hello.
What was with that look you were giving me?
It's echoey in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of, we had to do a redo on our little part right here. So that's why we are actually re-recording at the shop.
Why do we have to re-record?
Some
Some
idiot ended up deleting the part where we introed in. So, you know.
Nope.
Yeah, that would be her.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. It would be me. Well, you just show up to the show. I have to work all this stuff out.
Uh-huh.
So, anyways, this past weekend was Halloween, and that was a really cool episode. Hey, look at we have a person who just kind of walked over onto the stage. You want to come over and say hi?
Hi.
Well, come on up to the microphone. Come on up to the microphone. Who are you? You've never actually, in 100 episodes, have never been up here. Come on up. Captain Shy over there. All of a sudden just went mute.
He never stops talking.
Never stops talking.
And now...
There's a microphone and a red light, and he's going, what? Come on. Come on. We've done 100 episodes. You can at least come up and tell everybody who you are. Nobody's going to see you. This is your time. This is your time to shine.
Is this my time to shine?
It is.
Yes. My name is Craig Hall, and I'm a groomer. And I have to groom with Sarah and Christopher Green. Sometimes they can get on your nerves, but it's always fun.
100 times. You know, Keith has been on. Allie has been on. Laura did the intro. And look he's finally making his way.
He growing up in the world.
He grew up.
Well,
he
yeah,
grew up.
I'm growing my beard out.
Yeah, he is growing a beard for...
Have you noticed how red it is in the light? It is like orange. Like pumpkin orange. Like a ginger orange.
Yeah, and nobody in my family has red hair. We're red.
He's grown out for Movember, I guess you would call
Why
it.
would they call it Movember?
Movember is mustache. You grow out your mustache for November.
Like no shave.
But you could do that too. It's either or. I did the mustache part.
It's a bunch of men have an excuse to grow out facial hair.
Yep.
Be lazy and not shave.
Yeah, right? It's awesome.
Actually, I have no choice. Allie is making me grow it out because she wants to see my orange beard.
So stay tuned, folks. In about 365 days, we may actually see a hair.
Poor Craig.
This is why we don't record right here.
In life and in recording, we pick on him.
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Poor Craigie.
Well, let's dive into the weekly roundup.
The weekly roundup. Yeehaw.
Well, this week was, I'm just gonna go with debacle. It was rough. It was terribly rough from the beginning to the end.
Oh, it was.
You know, the 2 days that stand out for me were Tuesdays and Fridays, or Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday, we got socked in with 9 dogs. One wasn't even supposed to be there. There was one with gunk in its eyes. I called you over to take a look. His eyes were so gunked over that you actually had to work on getting them out, getting the gunk out. And
It was so gross.
oh gosh, I've never seen it that bad. That's my worst.
Well, Shih Tzus in general have a tendency to have a lot of eye issues and a lot of nose problems, a lot of breathing problems because they have a smushed face. Now, I've seen a lot of bad breeding of Shih Tzus. Since they are so popular, they are overbred, and people do not take the time and look at the genetics to say, okay, this is a good line, or this is not a good line. We have one girl that used to work for Shadowwood who used to breed dogs, and it wasn't the good line. And so everybody was in a shock when I said that the dog was in bad shape or has health problems. They're completely shocked. I'm like, don't be shocked. It's a bad bloodline. There's a reason why I don't exactly care for breeders. But with Shih Tzus in general, they have a tendency their eyes pop out.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
And their eyes swell.
Yep.
They get so bulging, or they stress out so much their eyeballs pop out.
Literally pop out.
I've never seen one.
Thank God I've
It's
never
never
seen one.
happened on my watch. And I know when to stop when I see that eyeball getting bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to stop and move on to something different and call the owner and let him know. This time, what happened was that both eyes were infected and the one eye looked dead.
I think they both were dead.
The one wasn't too bad.
Really?
Yeah, the one didn't have what like the other one had.
Ooh, it was bad.
This poor dog has had so many problems anyways. It was born with a bad leg, so she never learned to walk on the one back right leg, and it kind of goes straight out. This dog's got so many health problems. But anywho,
that was odd. I honestly was just freaked out by that one. That was bad.
well, it was like when we got Rambo, and how his
Yeah.
eyes were crusted over, and Kim told us how to soften up the crust and pull it off. So that's what I did with her, with this girl. We got the crust to come off the eyes, and then just pop of just green goo come flooding out of the eye. And I'm like, oh no. And then later, when the owner came to pick up and I explained to her about the eye looks dead and there's something growing over the top of it that has blood veins going to it. So it has a blood supply, but it's this I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Glaucoma? I don't know. But it was this
Cataract,
film.
maybe?
I don't know. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's weird. It was weird.
So she made a vet appointment. She's going to get the dog seen. She always makes sure her dog's okay. But this time, the hair has grown so far over the eyes, she didn't realize the dog couldn't see.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this was not...
This wasn't a neglect
yeah, it
case.
wasn't a sign of neglect at all. You know, obviously when you see dogs that have health conditions, things pop up all the time. So that's not a shocker.
And eye goo that turns into crusty stuff can happen overnight.
Yeah.
If you wake up and you have, the Sandman came by and you have all this crusty stuff at the corner of your eyes, well, the dog does the same thing when they sleep. The only problem is that this one has such a bad eye infection that the goo kept coming out and kept drying throughout the night. So this really could have happened overnight. And then she didn't pay attention to it when she dropped him off to the groomer.
Yeah.
Well, the dog's blind anyways. The dog has been blind for a couple years now. So when the dog started running into things, she didn't think anything of it because the dog couldn't see anyways. You gotta feel for the lady. You gotta feel for the dog. She loves this dog so much that she doesn't want anything to happen to it, and she wants it to live as long as humanly possible, or doggily possible.
Doggily possible.
Doggily possible. But we should probably seeing this pup again in another few weeks. She's pretty regular about getting groomed. So this time, I shaved around the eyeballs. I shaved around the nose to make sure that any hair that grows in the eyes takes a lot longer. It didn't look very pretty leaving. That's what happens when you shave around eyeballs. They don't exactly look pretty.
Well, sometimes you actually just groom to comfort instead of groom to, beautify.
Yep.
That's the trick here. And this is one of those dogs.
Some groomers don't care. They only groom to make it look pretty.
Trust me, I know.
And they do not care about health.
My teacher, where I went to school, she was pretty much kind of like that, and it didn't translate. Sorry. I also had Great Pier that day. Was that Custard that day?
No, Custard Lab.
No, was it Custard that day though?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. I remember.
Oh, you had Amy, the Great Pier, the beautiful Great Pier.
I'm trying to remember when I thought it was the same day. I
Probably.
know. I remember with Custard. I was just thinking, was that Tuesday or was that Wednesday? I've lost track. It was rough, and then Friday was a debacle in itself. So, just one of those weeks that you just kind of were like, oh, I'm literally still on life support. I could go for another 2 days off.
We had a lot of people show up on the wrong days.
Yep. Seemed like every day we had wrong days, extra dogs, extra care. It was difficult. So hopefully this upcoming week will be one of those, rainbow walks in the park.
I'm hoping, and an FYI to everybody, if you have a dog that you need to get groomed, make sure that you are open with your groomer. Let your groomer know about certain situations. Also, don't take your groomer for granted. We do have one customer that takes me for granted.
And me. I got one.
Huh?
I got one.
But this one particular one, everybody's like, I don't know why you bend over backwards for her.
Okay, I'm going to frustrate on that one. I'm just going to vent. We had something to do on Friday, and they had an 8:30 appointment, and they called and said, I can't be there until 10:30. You're like, I got something in the afternoon. I'm going to have to slip out for about an hour. The latest I could take you is 10. Okay. And they weren't there until after 10:30. All of us made fun of you the whole time. Because my nickname for you is okay.
All day. That's all I heard. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah. She brought me in a goodie bag. I got a cute little Halloween wine glass. I got a bunch of candy and some pretzels and some things for Claire and a couple things for the kitchen.
Okay.
She brought candy back for everyone else. I mean, she understands. She knows that she's difficult at times.
You do bend over absolutely backwards. I've never seen anybody go into a complete round circle where they could just push them down the hill and they'll just roll like a tire. But then again, I got one like that too. So it's just part of the job, I guess.
We all have that one customer.
Yeah. Okay. I love that though. I do. I'm sorry. I get it. I just start chuckling over it. So it was fun. And hey, it helped. It did help soothe the problems of Friday. So It helped.
And then when people leave for the day, they're like, yep, I'm heading up now, I'm leaving, I'm gonna do XYZ tonight, and then I'm gonna go do this on the weekend, and I look, I'm like,
Shut up.
be quiet. I've been here twice as long as you have. I'm going to be here twice as long as you will be tomorrow. I'll be here twice as long as the day before that.
I go through that every day, it seems like, on something else.
It's kind of entertaining, though.
Not for me.
Well, it's
You get entertained by that. I'm seriously just annoyed by it. And it's not even people that we work with that I'm annoyed by. It's out in the other world. You can deal with things a lot better like that than I can. And I'm okay with that. You know, you're the nicer one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I
Moving
guess
on.
that concludes this week's weekly roundup. Let's move on to G&D News. And this week on G&D News, we are back to our normal format. We have 2 great clips for you. One actually is coming from California. They're going to be passing a new law, and I'm actually, for the first time, actually kind of happy with the governor's decision in California. I like it. You know, we have, obviously some concerns, and you know what? Claire, play that clip.
Even though it's currently illegal, many Bay Area restaurants already allow it. Dogs to sit with their owners in outdoor patio areas. But now the governor has officially signed the practice into law effective New Year's Day. ABC 7 News reporter Laura Anthony is live in Walnut Creek to show us what it all means. Hi, Laura.
Let's be clear, Alma. This new law would only allow man's best friend to sit out here on a patio like this when his owner is dining. Except for service dogs, dogs still would not be allowed inside the restaurant and certainly not in the kitchen. This guy doesn't realize it, but there's a new law coming to California that will allow him and others like him to move onto the patio with their human friends.
Well, first of all, let me say hallelujah.
Christopher George owns Snow Ridge Brewery and Restaurant, one of many in Walnut Creek that has a large outdoor patio area for diners. George says Governor Brown's signing of a new law allowing restaurants to decide whether to allow canines onto the patio is overdue.
We have always allowed that to happen, even though it wasn't necessarily completely tolerated in some places. But we're very happy that now it allows us to be not looking over our shoulder and allowing dog lovers and folks with their pets to come out to the patio and have some fun.
I personally have a dog, and I love my furry friend.
But not all patrons are ready to eat up the new regulation.
I think that there needs to be some limits to the amount of dogs that are allowed on a patio. You can't just we just can't be a dog park in a restaurant.
Others say it's the owners, not the dogs, you have to worry about.
I think that's okay as long as the dog, has a responsible owner. I think that a lot of people have breeds of dogs they don't understand and can't control.
What about if the dog leaves a present?
Well, it would be up to the dog owner to deal with that quickly and effectively.
The law officially goes into effect January 1st, but as you see from the placement of this water dish, it appears many restaurants have already set a place for Fido. In Walnut Creek, Lori Anthony, ABC 7 News.
All right, so Sarah, what is your take on this?
No. No. I'm kidding. The people that they interviewed had really great points.
I
on
thought
both
they were
sides.
great points.
The one lady was like, well, I'm just a little worried about XYZ. And then the gentleman said he's worried about the owners.
Yes.
That's my biggest concern. Is that, like right now, we're sitting outside of Panera.
Yep, we are on the G&D stage. Outdoor stage.
It's a lovely day.
Yep.
You can't ask for better weather in October.
November 1st.
November 1st.
You're welcome. Welcome to the holiday season.
I know, right? We only have so many days until Christmas, and here we are, and we're in short sleeve shirts and jeans.
I just heard somebody say, "Shut up."
The holidays are coming.
Yeah, I just saw a meme that had Batman slapping Robin, going, "It's no." He goes, "Merry Christmas," slap, It's November!
No, but I am really worried about the owners because you don't have to have a license to own a dog. You don't have to go through a stupid test to own a dog.
You don't have to go through any of that to be a parent either, but there's a lot of dum-dums.
Exactly, and unfortunately, we have a lot of ignorant, and remember, the word ignorant doesn't mean stupid, it just doesn't mean they know how to properly handle a dog. And it's call them stupid, let's make that very clear.
No, you said ignorant.
Ignorant. So they'll let the dog do whatever they want. A lot of people refuse to get their male dogs neutered.
We've talked about
because they
that.
have some kind of sick, twisted thing, connection
Sentimental feelings towards their dog's testicles.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. So then what do male dogs do? They mark. That is natural in their DNA. That's what they do. Some males, full males, don't.
I think the aggression could be more of what I'm afraid of.
I'm afraid of somebody lifting their leg on my purse that I have sitting next to me on the floor.
That would be bad too.
You know, because I got dogs at home, and my purse smells like cats. My purse will smell like dogs. And another male dog smells it like a schnauzer, something that is more of a dominant breed. They come over, lift their leg on my purse.
Yeah.
We're going to have problems. We're going to have a lot of problems.
We're going to have some issues.
So I'm worried about dogs peeing in the area. For one, I don't want to smell it. Two, I don't want it on me. Three, I don't want to step in it.
Well, that's where they were talking about the feces.
Yeah, and then the dog goes and poos somewhere. You're smelling it while you're eating it. And then your outdoor sitting patio is normally concrete. And you can never get concrete clean unless you take your hose to it. You know, you can't just wipe it up. No, there's grooves in concrete. That poo's going to stay there and that smell's going to just radiate from that, especially on a nice hot day.
Hey, Sarah, does my Cobb salad smell like poop to you?
That's exactly it.
It smells like poop. I swear my Cobb salad smells like poop.
Lordy, take a look at him. His mustache.
At least you figured out where I was going with that. Movie line, kinda.
Anywho, so that's what I have my concerns about. I have my concerns about people who are in denial that their dog's aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing.
So sweet. Yeah, he's just ripping your hand off. That's his way of saying hi.
Oh, Fido, stop biting.
Oh, don't take that finger off. That finger needs to stay on his hand. Oh, he just plays so much.
He's just a male. He's just being a boy.
Yeah, you see those things hanging there? That tells you male.
Oh, it's horrible. So I'm really worried about that. But at the same time, if a dog's coming, hanging out outside, has its bladder under control, has its bowel movement under control, who has their temperament under control, wants to sit back and relax and enjoy a sandwich with its owner, or, you know, a dog-friendly ice cream outside a parlor or something.
I love it. We both left California when Brown was elected, and not a moment too soon. Never liked the guy. I knew some other things about him I didn't like. So I was glad to leave because I knew what California was getting. But this is the first thing that he's actually done that was actually good. So for that, I actually was kind of happy. Yes, you got to deal with the people.
Well,
and that's always the problem.
That I'm not quite, I don't quite understand is that the owners now have a ability to say yes or no to it. So that means they can ban it if they want to. They can say no dogs allowed. So some shop owners are allowed to say no dogs.
Right.
If you have a phobia and a deep-seated fear of animals, then I would stay away from them. I think there should be a sign out, and I smell somebody smoking and it's driving me bonkers.
I don't understand, folks. We're doing a show here. If you come to hear the show, why are you smoking in the audience?
Well,
I just don't get it.
Well, you're right where people eat and you're smoking a cigarette. It just drives me nuts.
Yes, it does. This is a non-smoking podcast.
Well, no, I am all for having the rights to be able to smoke, but I also have the right to breathe clean air. And your smoke is bothering me, especially being a newly quit, smoker. What do they call it?
You're a newly I don't know.
I'm recovering.
There you go. You're in recovery. Security, can you go get that person out there that's smoking? Thank you. Let's continue our show. Security, right there, down in front.
It's
four rows. There you go. That's yeah. Use the taser. Okay, go on.
So, as much as I think that they have the right to smoke, I also think that I have a right to breathe clean air.
It goes back to the dog poo.
Exactly. That's another thing. If the dog messes, dogs mess. It happens. I mean, shoot. People don't walk their dogs before getting groomed.
I was afraid where that SH word was starting. you dropped it. I went, whoa! Okay, she's good.
But for the most part, I think it's great that people can spend more time with their dog.
I love this.
Socialize their dog. Like the one lady said, it needs to not be a dog park.
Yeah. I think
and then
there has to be a number.
There's this epiphany. What if you had a restaurant that had a big, huge gated yard, and it can be a dog park? You go into the restaurant.
Great. You
a cafe.
You just gave somebody a great idea who's going to open it up, and they're going to make millions of dollars, and we're going to see none of it. Thanks a lot. This episode of the Groomer Next Door idea is trademarked. If you're going to open up a cafe with a dog park, you have to give 25% royalty to the Groomer Next Door. Okay, there we go. I think the lawyers are satisfied right now.
And mark this date. Today is November 1st, 2015.
There you go. Okay, so never in the history of cafes can you own a cafe with a dog park because it was our idea first. Does that count for anything? Anything at all? Thinking back.
Trademark, Ricky Bobby.
I was kind of thinking that too. It's funny if you going off the beaten path like we've done 100 times now, or at least 100 episodes, probably 10,000 times. But I look back to episode 1 where we were very, very raw and unable to do stuff like this, and now it's just like whatever. Who cares? I could talk whatever into a microphone, no problem. So anyways, to summarize our feelings.
But there should be I want to open up a cafe now.
Oh great, here we go.
With all these different types of drinks and doggy cookies and dog drink specialties. And then right next to this cafe is this huge park with running water for fountain for drinks and all this other stuff. And you go in, you can have your drink while you're sitting on the bench while your dog's going to play. That would be great.
So, are you for this or against this idea?
I don't know. I'm for it.
I like it. I like this idea. I do.
I'm for it, but I'm against ignorant owners.
Well, that makes two of us.
All right. I'm against ignorant pet owners. It just, oh, look how big his dookie was.
Oh, look, it's in the shape of which president does that look like?
Oh, he loves us in the shape of a heart.
It looks like Nixon. Look it. I'm not a crook. See, look at it. They're playing with it with their hands. I can see that.
It's weird people like that that I worry about. It's the messes and such. But there's been plenty of times where we've been out here eating our lunch, and somebody brings their dog out and enjoying their lunch. But sometimes they bring a dog that constantly barks.
Martha, did you feed the dog corn? I swear I see corn in here.
It's just stuff you don't want to see. It's stuff you don't want to smell.
Of course, then that would give us I could see us sitting next to that person go, hey, what are you feeding your dog? I'm feeding him this. Oh, well, that food actually has wheat, corn, and soy in it. You might probably want to actually change that. Okay. So I could see them doing that. I could see them. We would actually find that to be a benefit for us.
We need to open up a cafe dog park and still continue our grooming somehow.
Okay, so you want to have a hairstylist, dog groomer, all adjacent to one with a cafe, dog park, and all this in one shopping center.
Talk to the people over at Giddy Goat. Get them in on it.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that concludes this portion of it. So I'm in favor. Sarah's, jury's still out.
No, I'm in favor as long as people don't get ridiculous.
Okay. Well, that works. Okay. So, I mean, okay. Just the last part of it is we have been to this part of California. It is a very nice part of California. So I am actually going to venture off and say that part of California probably will have their dogs under control. But as you start to, go into other parts, I'm thinking it's not going to be so good. All right. Well, we're going to move on. Because we could just do a whole podcast about this. Or jokes about it. So our next one, I thought it was a really cool story about training on tracking dogs. The dogs that actually go out there and track people. And, well, Claire, play the clip.
Rescue dogs can go on their mission to find missing people. A lot of training goes into what needs to be done. And although it's called search and rescue, there's more to it than just the searching and the rescuing. KDLT's Jack Ebel joined a training day in Brandon this morning.
While it's not something that's fun to think about, I think it's important for families to have some closure. So we want to just give back to our community.
Prairie Dog Search and Rescue prepares dogs to aid and assist emergency responders in searches for missing people. A variety of different skills are taught based on what Group President Terry White says fits the dog's interests. One of the methods is HRD, or Human Remains Detection.
They try and scent like teeth, a tissue from a bloody nose, something that would help them in a case that the police would need help with locating a deceased person.
The other two training methods include area searches and track and trail searches. Each of the searches rely on the missing person's scent to hunt. With the help of one of my hats, one of these furry finders is going to come and search for me using my scent. So they sent me out to hide away and let the dogs try and find me. The first was a track and trail by Max.
The dogs will follow in footsteps. They're normally in a harness, and the person is tethered to them with a lead. So usually we can use those type of dogs to follow in the footsteps and at least get a direction of travel.
After Max found where I was hiding, Minka was sent to look for me with an area search.
The dog is off lead, and they will use the air scent currents to find the person. Whether it's behind a building, in trees, a wooded area.
The difference between Minka and Max is when Minka found me, she had to grab her trainer and bring them to my spot. And White says that at the end of the day, track and trail will help the area search dogs find the individual. A four-legged team effort. In Brandon, Jack Ebel, KDLT News.
And the Prairie Dog Search and Rescue meet every weekend for skills training. They also offer obedience training every Wednesday.
All right, so I just thought that was a really cool story. I didn't really want to put any kind of heartbreak. There was a couple stories that, it was like, I just didn't want to do it. There was an elderly lady that was taking cats and making purses out of them. I didn't really want to do that story.
Yeah, I didn't want you doing that story either. I'm like, there's stuff that people need to know and stuff that is so ridiculous that
I don't want to talk about it. It's if you want to actually find out more, it's out there. But
it's not the only old lady I've ever heard of that made purses out of cats.
That is the first for me.
No,
but
I've heard it throughout the years
wow.
of different people. Some were doing it to raccoons and possums and.
That's weird.
Yeah,
but with this one, I like the idea. Here these guys train on a weekly basis. It was just cool, to see, to hear all the preparations and how much work goes into it.
And to be able to sniff out a bloody nose that was left on a handkerchief
yep.
or a tissue.
Kleenex.
Down to teeth being knocked out or, different parts
the smell
of the body.
Of a hat.
Exactly. To be able to specify and know the scent of each body part, that is amazing.
Yeah, to be able to decipher, okay, I got to send to the person and now I'm going to track that. That's so cool.
And obviously there's going to be different smells to different parts of the body. I'm pretty sure your ear is going to smell differently than your teeth. And then your toe is going to smell differently than your finger. So there's going to be...
Fear of the toe.
Fear of the toe, gosh.
Fear of the toe has not actually gone away yet, has it? That's a little prank that I have at work. And no, it has nothing to do with anybody's toes. It just happened. I don't know. I don't even understand it. That's a whole other story.
Yeah. Anywho. So it's quite amazing, and they're all types of dogs. They weren't just your regular bloodhounds or anything like that. It was pretty amazing.
It was. It was really cool. So I was like, I want to actually go with that.
As much as the dogs need us, we need them.
Oh gosh, right? We need them so much.
We need to take care of them. We need to give them proper homes. We need to love them, and in turn, they will keep us safe.
They do so much. Dogs in so much capacity do so much more than so many people out there.
Overseas with the military, the search and rescues for 9/11, the search and rescues for Oklahoma City bombing, the search and rescues for anything, the cadaver dogs. Every little aspect that they help us keep our lives in order. We need to cherish that, respect it, and in turn love them for it.
Yeah, I just thought it was a cool story. Well, that concludes G&D News, I think, for this week, yeah? Yep. All right, you know what time it is. It is the game show of the week, Guess the Breed.
Guess the breed. With your host, Chris Green.
All right, well, contestant, this week we have a whole new breed for you. Let's see if I can actually stump you this week. Now, again, the rules are I'm going to name off a bunch of traits of this dog. You're going to let me finish without blurting it out, and you've never actually found what dog breed I actually chose. So let's get started. Are you ready?
Yes.
Well, at least you're ready. That makes one of us. Okay. This breed is hypoallergenic? No.
So they're not?
It's not.
Okay.
Its lifespan is between 7 and 10 years. Its classification? Dog. Any ideas so far?
No.
Okay. Its temperament is docile, friendly, willful, and sweet. Its weight is, for a female, 49 to 51 pounds, and a male is 53 to 55 pounds. The height is between 12 to 16 inches for a female, and on a male, 12 to 16 inches as well. So about the same on both. You have an idea?
No.
Okay. Would you like to ask some questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Are they double coated?
No.
Okay. They're not double coated, but yet they're not hyperallergenic?
Not hypoallergenic.
But they're not double coated.
They're not double coated.
They don't shed.
Well, a little bit. Not much.
What color?
Multicolored.
What colors?
You can have brown and white. You can have all brown. Something like that. You can have some black in there.
What's their origin?
Huh. That's a good question I don't have the answer to.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yep. Keep asking. I will find out. Okay, origin, the United Kingdom.
Here is what I found.
Yes, please. Give me the answer, Siri.
No.
Well,
that wasn't fair.
Do we groom them a lot?
We do not, but we do have a couple that come in.
Couple.
Yeah. I can think of at least one. Colors are brindle, solid white, red, fawn, yellow, piebald. Let's see if I can give you anything else. I can't give you anything else. That's everything that I have.
Good golly.
This week is a challenge for our contestants.
So we don't groom very many, but we do have a couple that you know of.
Yes. I can't think of, you and I actually don't do one at all.
Huh?
Yeah, you and I don't have one part of our clientele. We don't have one.
But you said it comes in our shop.
Yes. You give up?
No.
Well,
No. That's not how this works.
that's not how any of this works.
I'm 0 for what, 3, 4?
Well, no, you're 3 for 3.
Oh.
This might be your very first week where you actually will be stumped.
Okay, so 12 to 14 inches tall. So that means from their feet, or the bottom of their feet to their shoulders, 14 inches. 14 inches.
I think that's what I said.
12 to 14
I will go back.
It's not very tall.
12 to 16 inches
16.
for the female, 12 to 16 for the male.
Long or short hair?
Short.
Do they need a haircut?
No. She's starting to get there, folks. Hold on. Hold on to your seats. She's starting to come up with the answer.
But not to be double coated. That's the part that. Are you sure? Does it say on there that it's not double coated?
It doesn't say.
So then, most
It's not double coated.
Are you sure?
What's your answer? What's your answer?
I don't have an answer.
You know.
And how much do they weigh?
Don't look at the screen. 49 to 51 pounds. You will kick yourself when you find the answer.
I want to say a pit bull type breed.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
A pit bull type breed.
Yes.
You are incorrect, madam.
What was it?
It is a bulldog.
It's a bully breed.
That's not your answer. That was not your answer, though.
Bulldogs shed like crazy.
I said it shed, but it wasn't double coated.
You're like kinda.
It sheds, but it wasn't like, I wasn't gonna say it's not like katana or a double coated dog.
We have quite a few that come in our shop. Thank you very much.
I'm not gonna throw everything out to you.
I asked.
I gave you enough answers.
I mean, you're accurate on the fact that we don't groom any of them.
I know.
Because we have quite a few. We have like 10, 12 of them that come in our shop.
Well, yeah, but they're not our dogs, so I don't actually pay attention to this. Well, anyway, thank you.
That was obnoxious.
Well, thank you for playing Guess the Breed. And now on to our main story of this week.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I was right. I answered that right.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
So on our main story,
right.
we actually, it's something that actually hit home to us.
I was right.
Nope. She's still on Guess the Breed, folks. She's not going to let this go. After we're all done recording, she'll be talking about this all night. And maybe even tomorrow. Well, probably, yeah. Anyway, our main story this week is about pet flipping. Now, no, this has nothing to do with the house flippers and different things like that on TLC, or is that TLC or DIY?
I mean,
it's all of them.
DIY.
Yeah, TLC, they're all abbreviations, whatever. But pet flipping is a notorious act that is going on, and we actually, it's kind of hit home for us in a sense. So I'm going to play a clip for you of a description of pet flipping, but we actually have a sidebar to it. There's a little bit more that they don't talk about, and that's kind of what we're focused on. So, Claire, play that clip.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, have you heard about pet flipping? It's not a cool trick that your dog does. Instead, it's when a criminal picks up a dog or a cat either by stealing the animal or claiming to be the owner of a missing pet, and then they quickly sell that animal for profit. And often the purchase price is disguised as a rehoming fee. So Better Business Bureau's Dale Dixon joins us this morning to talk about this scam.
Good
right,
morning.
Dale? Good
Absolutely.
morning. Yeah, thanks for being here. So specifically, when they're targeting pets here, what are they stealing?
They're looking for purebred dogs and cats, and we've seen everything from trolling neighborhoods and looking for a stray dog to actually going into backyards, front porches, if the dog or cat sitting on the front porch, taking the dog that way. The other thing they look for would be found pet ads. So if you were to find a pet in your neighborhood, you kindly took that pet in, posted a sign, got it on Craigslist. Hey, I found a pet in this area. If it's yours, let me know. And the pet nappers who are flipping the pets will respond to those ads saying, hey, that's my pet.
Which is, and this is really tragic, especially for animal lovers and thinking of people coming in your backyard to take your animal. It's really too bad. There's a lot of opportunity, unfortunately, aren't there?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially when you think about the whole idea of responding to a found pet ad.
Yes.
So we're encouraging folks on this front to be really careful. If you are the one that found the pet and you're trying to do the nice thing by reconnecting that pet with its rightful owner, if somebody calls you and says, oh, that's my pet, well, can I see a picture of you and the pet together? Do you have some kind of proof that this pet really belongs to you? And then watch when the person shows up how the pet responds to the person.
Interesting. That's great advice because I think a lot of folks don't want to doubt that someone would do this or would doubt their
who
honesty.
Would think they would do that?
Okay, so what can you do? There's things you can do to protect your pet before any of this even happens.
Absolutely.
Right?
Keep a close eye on them. Number one, microchip, so that you've got and put a good visible ID tag on that pet, so that it's very clearly marked that the pet is yours. Be sure that anytime there's a transaction with a pet that you have paperwork to back it up. Really important there. And then get that official bill of sale so that you have proof as being the owner and you know who you bought the pet from and everything else along the way.
Okay, because I can imagine if an old owner, new owner discover that they both had this animal, things can get a little tricky. I imagine once the middleman is gone, right?
It would get very tricky. That's why you want this good paper trail to back you up.
All right, great information, something I hadn't thought about before. So BBB.org, I'm sure, has more on this if people need it. All right?
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Dale. Thanks for being here this morning.
All right, so pet flipping. Now, a lot of times, as they mentioned, there's breeds that they will actually look for, especially purebred dogs, that they actually will look. They'll steal them from your yard, and then they'll take them 100 miles, maybe longer, maybe shorter, and they'll actually sell them on a Craigslist. They'll sell them in all kinds of different places on social media. Now, our take is a little bit different. Ours is actually a person that's a pet flipper who obtains animals, and then, well, how would you put that?
Well, they keep them for a little bit, and then they get rid of them.
So it's almost like a pet rental.
Well, it's like flipping. You get one, you flip it over to someone else, and they get a new one. This one particular person goes on to a bunch of different community Facebook pages, and they're all pretty much like deals with friends.
It's like an in search of type page.
Yeah, a local animal kind of web page or Facebook page where they go to buy, sell, rehome, adopt.
ISOs, in a sense.
In search of,
Yeah. You'll find anywhere, any community, any neighborhood, all throughout, you'll see these ISO type pages of this town. And, people are looking for, whatever. Well, a lot of times it's animals.
Yeah, this one person has a son who I guess is mentally disabled, and yet still mentally there enough to inflict harm on purpose and knowing that they are doing it. So it's not, he's not all there, so you can't really blame him. No, he knows what he's doing. He knows enough to be able to type, to use Facebook, to respond poorly to people, and show his level of stupidity.
Now this actually comes back to the cat that we just got done fostering and adopted out. This person was the actual owner of this cat.
Yes, they got on Facebook and said that someone come get this cat or I'm going to take it out country style.
Right.
So we have proof that he was going to inflict harm on an animal. And the reasoning for him not wanting this cat was because it was too loving.
Yeah, it purred too much. It was too affectionate. How weird is that?
I know. How dare a cat be too cute?
Oh, gosh. You're supposed to clean yourself and sleep all day.
Yeah, you're supposed to be somewhere away from me.
Yeah.
But yet then probably would have killed the cat because the cat wasn't close enough to him. But they're always searching on all these different websites finding, or Facebook pages, finding animals. And then they're always on there getting rid of animals. And they do threatening messages like, someone come get it or this dog's dead. This cat's dead. And we have no choice but to jump in and do it because we cannot allow this to happen. So we have to take it for face value that he's actually going to do it, and then all of us jump up in a panic, making sure that this animal doesn't die.
Right. And I mean, this is where, it's not just one person. It's a lot of people have to get involved in this.
Yeah, to foster, to rehome, to feed, to take care, to vet, to do all these different things, to transport. It takes more than just one person.
And it takes money, with these nonprofits. A lot of nonprofits have very little budget. So these are the people that actually consume the budget, where animal needs, people could, use a service from an MPO, and then their funding is so minute because people like this are out there abusing it, in a sense. So, obviously, as far as I know, now I'll check in with our local animal shelter tomorrow. I'm going to send him a picture of this person that you sent out, that you had. I'm going to send it to him, make sure they're on a no-adopt list from shelters, and if they're not, then, he'll get involved and he'll do that. But they're really adopting off of social media and probably web-based services. You go to your Craigslist, your Pet Finder, all of these different things. That's where they're actually looking for animals, not going through a system where they're actually going to be cataloged.
Yeah.
So they're going through the back roads that nobody's actually going to channel and monitor. So that's a problem.
It's a deep problem that oh my gosh, I can't explain or describe just how many animals these people have gone through. And it's not like they are well-to-do people, and it's not like they have all this land that the dogs can at least roam. No, their living conditions are deplorable. The person who went and picked up the cat said it was absolutely disgusting, and nobody should live this way, and no pet should live this way. But, okay, well, that is opinion.
Right.
Is it law?
That's going to be the question.
I can look at something and say, oh, that's disgusting. I don't know how they can live, but yet it's not law. It's not as bad as what the law would, say. Hey,
yeah, it's not like the hoarding where there's feces and fecal matter, and I think that's the same thing. I just used the same thing twice. I was thinking urine,
there's poop.
There's poop and poop. Urine and feces is what I was trying to use.
Or dead animals.
Or other dead animals, right. So that's going to be the question mark right there.
Yeah. It will be, and so there's some things in order right now to help stop this from happening any further.
At least with this one, if one person can be stopped, at least
you might be saving 50, 60 animals.
Right, and
having either a bad spat or a very abusive time there, and if they flip them and give them away to somebody else, they might have a better chance of a nicer life, but still, how was their quality while they were there at that point in time?
Right, and that's the challenge. And this is where, it's little things like this that you're fighting a windmill, as you would say. You're fighting a windmill because when you stop one of these people, you're going to find that there's about 100,000 more of them probably, and I'm being facetious, obviously, but there's a lot of these people that are out there. So to stop them all is impossible, but at least to take a chip out of each little bit to stop a little bit of this and get it known. I mean, who knows about pet flipping?
Yeah.
So that's the thing here. That's the big...
And don't think this is just country people. This isn't just people that live out in the sticks that are... living off the nuts and berries that grow in front of their house.
Yeah, these people might be.
It happens. I'm just saying, it's not just these type of people.
Right.
It's not all country folks that do this. Most country folks are actually very respectful to their animals. This can also happen in a big city.
More likely, it will probably happen in a big city because when you think about it, you have a larger population The more people, the more possibilities of problems.
And you got to be very conscientious and keep an eye out on these sites, because you'll start seeing the same people pop up over and over and over again. And like that one woman who was constantly going out for pit bulls. She was buying or taking pit bulls that were for free and going down euthanizing them.
Yes. Yeah, I
so
remember that.
she was always on there wanting more pit bulls, because she wanted to go and kill them.
Right.
She wanted to get them off the street.
Didn't April get involved in... I remember she left one night late. It was like 9, 10 o'clock to drive... Oh gosh, a long distance.
St. Louis or something.
Yeah, it was like 100 miles.
Yeah, she went somewhere far with her boyfriend and stepson.
Just to save a dog.
Just to save a dog that the lady was going to do it. She was just going to kill it. People look at animals' life like they're nothing, like they mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you could shrug it off. Whatever. Yeah.
There's no soul there, when in fact there is. There is a soul there that feels hurt, that can feel pain, that can feel joy, feel excitement, and that can feel. So. Yeah,
it is a real problem, and it's a problem that isn't really addressed. I guess that's kind of what we always do, is we address things that nobody is talking about. Nobody's really even knowledgeable of what the terminology is. So it's, it came up again. You brought it up to the person who rescued the cat, and now it's a motion to keep pushing to stop this person entirely. And again,
people just need to stand up.
Yeah.
And you stand up to the BS. Don't just take a back seat. Oh, well, there's nothing I can do. Yes,
there's always something you can do.
Always something you can do. It depends on how deep you want to get into it.
Right.
I'm willing to get knees deep into
I'm going
the waist
elbow deep.
I'll go nose deep.
I'll go elbow deep. I liked it. I like that one better.
But I'll jump in, and I don't care if I make people mad. As long as that animal is healthy and safe, that's fine with me. When we go out in public, we always watch the way we conduct ourselves.
We have to.
Because we have so many people out there that know who we are.
Yes.
Know where we work.
And not because of the podcast. Let's just address that right now. It's not because of this.
Well, so then we go ahead and we make sure that we mind our P's and Q's. Well, when it comes to an animal safety, I'm not minding any P's and Q's. I'm going to be a different person, because I'm going to make sure that animal is safe.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hard part. I mean, like Sarah said, we do go out every time we go out. We went out last night trick-or-treating with Claire, and we had a customer right there, called it right, we're in costume. Oh my God, that's our groomer. And it's everywhere we go. We have to.
You groom Custard. You groom Custard. And he looks so good. He always looks so good. Thank you so much.
And you're just like, okay, yeah. You're just like, oh gosh, I'm glad I wasn't picking my nose at this time.
I'm gonna pull a wedgie out or anything.
Right? Yeah.
So we always have to watch how we act in public, and but when it comes to animal safety, I don't mind being... I'll compromise myself to make sure that dog's safe.
I don't mind being labeled an a-hole because I put a stop to somebody doing something abusive. I have no problem with that.
I'll go in with my naturally sweet attitude.
Not me.
I'll go in there nice and sweet, and then you give me a reason to be a jerk, I'm going to be a jerk. Chris has always told people, you don't want to make Sarah mad.
That's true.
I have a very, very long wick to burn.
And I have no wick.
You can burn me quite a bit for a very long period of time. But when I pop, and I pop loud.
It is just scary how you can...
People have lost their jobs because of it. So, people should not make me angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
You won't like me when I'm hungry. Anywho, so
great line from the Hulk movie.
So when I see an animal in trouble or somebody being rude, I'll yell out in the middle of nowhere, "Hey, chill out on that leash. Hey, Hey, I'm gonna take my shoe off and beat you with it.
Yep, you see this Under Armour logo? It's going to be a Nike on your forehead.
I'll beat you so hard it'll turn Nike.
Yep. That is, again, trademark for mine. So, yeah, obviously the main thing we want you guys to actually be diligent to notice is if you actually do have dogs and they're out in your yard, microchipping, again, it's the biggest saving grace you could have. If you have the money for the resources, there's different devices out there that have tracking devices built into this collar. So if you do have dogs that do go outside and they're in your yard, probably a good idea. I know that the monthly fees on those can be, I think, the same as Netflix, maybe less than Netflix now that it's going up. But you will pay a fee for that, but at least you have peace of mind. And be diligent. Pay attention to these things because it is a pandemic. Yes. And unfortunately, again, it's not about the Kardashians or what underwear Britney Spears is wearing today. It's actually something nobody cares about, it seems like. Frustrating, but accurate, right?
Right, and I don't know. I don't know how people can't find this interesting. And it's pets. They're dogs. It's cats. It's little pot-bellied pigs. I mean, come on. There's lives here.
I want a hedgehog.
Hedgehogs are cute.
Oh, I want a hedgehog so bad.
I want a weasel.
You already got me? No? Okay.
No, I want something cute.
Oh, yeah, that does help.
Hi, kitty, I love you.
It does help.
I love you. I love you so much.
So, yeah, just be on the lookout. Anything else you want to add to this?
No. If you yourself are looking for a pet to adopt for your mentally disabled child or whatnot,
or in Sarah's case, husband,
take them to a doctor and or a psychiatrist of some sort, and see if they believe that an animal would be good for your child, or would it not be so smart to have a living creature around them at this point in time.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to delicately put that, but they really need to know if your kid is stable enough, or your man-child is stable enough. Yeah, I have one myself.
Proud.
They're great. Everyone should own one. I love you.
Love you. Okay.
But if you do have a child who is disabled or mentally challenged, make sure you get clear from your doctor that it is safe to bring an animal around. Because if the kid is going to, or the adult.
Yeah, it could be an adult. It could be a kid. It doesn't. Could be male. It could be female.
Exactly.
It doesn't change.
If they are rough with an animal, the animal is going to do. Most of the time, the animal's going to do whatever it can to protect itself.
Yes.
It was like that one little boy that smacked the cat, and the cat clawed his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
That boy honestly had it coming to him, and the parents filmed it while the kid was upset. And knew the kid was going to do something. The kid smacks the cat, and the cat attacks the kid's face.
I blame the parents on that. That's where the parents were just absolutely.
The kid was like 2 years old, if that.
So ridiculous.
So just make sure that it is safe for your child and safe for the animal.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that we've actually overstayed our welcome in everybody's ears.
You most likely.
Probably.
Okay.
Well, I'm Chris Green. Have a pet-tastic week.
And I'm Sarah Green, making sure everybody realizes life is so short. Play with your pet.
Claire?
Have a good day with your pet. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, gotta go in my bedtime.
Was without doubt worst episode ever. Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.
They're still doing a podcast?